Hey everybody, it's Shark Scrapper. Well, I think we all know that there is some value in battery backup systems. So I thought I would let Geek Shark play around with this and we'll figure out what kind of value we're talking about. So here I have 48 pounds of battery backup systems and it's 5 units. So we're going to go ahead and get these 5 units broken down into the recyclable components and do a quick time run and look at what we're going to get out of them. Come on, let's dive in and make it happen. So you can kind of notice that I'm a little bit behind. Good news and bad news. I joined a business group here. Well, it's actually an international group. It's called BNI, Business Networking International, and the inbounds have started picking up quite a bit since I did that. So yeah, be careful what you ask for. All right, let's get this show started. Now we have 2 varieties of this one. Normally the cable would just go in there, but since I got stuff in there already, I want to hold off and because I want to weigh that cable. Now then, are you going to fit down inside there clean? No, you're not. Rats. That means we're unscrewing this one by hand. That happens frequently with these batteries because they do these deep screw slots. I need to look around, see if I can find myself a long, skinny Phillips head. I could make all of this a bit easier. All right, now. This is where you plug this thing in here to make the connection to bring the batteries to life. Sometimes it's just a little piece of tape you pull out. And then there's a circuit breaker there. These are pretty cheap. I could bust that out to see if there's a silver contact in there, but these are pretty inexpensive, so I seriously doubt there will be. Trash for me. Lead acid battery. More cable. Shred. Low-grade power board here. That's what you're going to find in all of them, is some sort of low-grade power board. On a low-grade power board, you're probably going to have aluminum heat sinks and some sort of transformer. You could bust that off to go with small motors, or you just leave it on and get the weight for your motor, for your low-grade power board. And then there may be one of these kind of coils. And these coils are nice because they're real easy to unspool the copper from. So here, let me show you. See, so we can just unspool those real quick like that, and you got a little piece of ferrite to go with your shred, and you got some nice little copper wire there. But I think for the purposes of this video, I'm not going to mess around with that because we don't know if that's going to be consistent with all of them. So My plan is, for the rest of them, I'm not going to mess with that. Okay. And then we have where the plugs go in. Trash, just plastic. Some more ferrous screws there. Now this is brass, so you're going to have this brass connector. You're going to have a couple of them here. Depending upon how they're designed, they may be easier or harder to get out. All right, this piece is plastic, trash. Now, where the brass is welded, where the wire is welded to the brass, you want to cut that. This particular device had the RoHS symbol on it, so that would tell me that they used lead-free solder, but scrapyards don't know that. So the scrapyard is going to look at any solder joint as making something potentially dirty. So we're just going to cut this brass. The yard that I sell my wire to, they'll be fine with a little chunk of brass hanging onto the end of the wire. They don't care. You go there. Drop a piece of brass. There's a nice big clean piece right there. That term, RoHS, that is used to signify that a device is, or at least the circuit boards, the electronics are lead-free. Now it's kind of funny, the device was labeled RoHS, but there were lead-acid batteries in it. All right, now, there's a ferrite block there, and the question will be, how easy is it going to be to uncoil that wire? Do I want to mess around with that or just cut the wire? Some of them, they come apart pretty easy. Some of them, the ferrite itself breaks so easy because it's so brittle that makes it easy too. There's a perfect example. The ferrite broke, so we can get the wire off. That'll go with the shred. That'll go with the wire. Frequently I don't mess with this part, but for this analysis I want to be a little more thorough. What'll happen is you all will decide as you're watching this, so, well, you know, would I waste time with that? Would I waste time with that? Because we each have our definition of what is worth spending time on and what is not. You know, if you're a hobbyist, you're just trying to have some fun, make what money you can out of it, so time is not an issue for you. If you're doing this as a business, then you always want to be thinking about what am I making the most money on. You know, you can always make more money, and then it's just a question of how much value are you putting on the time that you're spending to get at that extra little bit. So the basic components that we're going to end up with from any of these is a battery, a lead acid battery. Those are going anywhere from 15 to 25 cents a pound right now. Your low grade board, clean brass, maybe the copper if you decide to go after it, number 2 insulated, and then some little bits of shred. I'm going to make the assumption that you don't want to sit here and watch me break down 4 more UPS systems. So let's just get right to the meat of what we got out of these. So here's what we're ended up with. We've got 5 batteries. We've got the low-grade power boards. We've got a little pile of clean brass, a little bit of aluminum, a little bit of copper. We've got some insulated copper wire. I'm calling that insulated copper wire number 2. We've got the little bit of shred. Oh, here we are. The little bit of shred. Now this was aluminum winding, so that's going to be breakage. But these 2 were copper, so we're calling those small motors. And it took me 43 minutes and 23 seconds. Now, in order for Geek Shark to do what Geek Shark does, we need to get some weights on these things. So here's what we ended up with. Number 2 insulated copper wire with the end still on. That's the way my yard takes them. 3.08 pounds. Clean brass, 0.36 pounds. Low grade power boards, 2.15 pounds. Cast aluminum or aluminum heat sinks, 0.31 pounds. Lead acid batteries, 20.31 pounds. Breakage, that was the transformer that had the aluminum windings, 4.19 pounds. And copper bearing motors, the transformers that had the copper windings, 9.11 pounds. All right, Shark, I got it. This is Geek Shark. I got it from here, man. You go on and go break something while I actually do the hard work around here. All right, so battery uninterruptible power supplies right now we can get 0.04 per pound, or 4 cents a pound. So that means that we're going to get that times that is going to be that. We might as well just go ahead and turn these into dollars. So we get almost $2 if we just sold those like that. That's terrible. All right. Insulated copper wire number 2. What have we recently gotten here? $1 a pound. And remember this little trick, we copy the cell, then we go into where we want the function to work, right click your mouse and click on this little function thing here, and now it puts the multiplication into these cells. So if you click right up here, you can see that it's multiplying B2 times C2 to give you your answer. All right, clean brass. I haven't taken any brass in for a little bit. Let's see, what are we getting? What are we getting? I got $2.40 a pound. Probably a little bit different right now. Low grade boards, 0.55. Lead acid battery, this is also a very recent price, 25 cents. Breakage and copper bearing motors. So let's see here. Motors, I got 40 cents a pound. And breakage, the last time I took breakage in, oh, it wasn't that long ago, got 18 cents a pound. All right, so we add that up. What did we get for our effort? We made $14.02. All right, so our time in minutes was 43 minutes and 20 some seconds. not dollars, you know, because I made the whole column dollars. I don't want it to be dollars, so let's change that. Just make it a number. Oh yeah, we'll give it 2 because I'm going to do something here. So we had 43 minutes. If we divide that by 60 to get hours, we're going to get this divided by 60 is 0.72 hours. So our ROI in dollars per hour is $14.02 divided by 0.72 hours, or 19.56, let's call it 20 hours, $20 per hour. Okay, dirty, sweaty shark, you're making $20 an hour breaking these things down. So what are you doing standing around still looking at another pile? Get to work already. I mean, come on, man. You have viewers that want to be entertained. They want to see you sweat. Speaking of viewers, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, it's the little round icon that's going to pop up here. And if you enjoyed these ROI videos, there's a link here that's going to take you to more of them. There's another link that's going to take you to videos that YouTube thinks you want to see. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you on the next one.